Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
You sure?
I am very sure, Blake. I'm very sure we're going to do it with Custom Company of Heroes 2. Today we're going to have Tightrope as the Soviets.
And he will be playing off against Sexpistole as our Wehrmacht. I'm glad you're sure, Machine.
Yeah, and unfortunately not quite a sex assault rifle. Could go for one of those. That'd be quite nice.
Well, it'd be better than the pistol, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
what does he think he is, a storm officer or something? Come on. Be for real. And
Before for real, as Tightrope locked in his counterattack tactics. Wow. All right. So we are on on Kolodny Firma, and this is actually the retail build, the without the May preview, which is kind of sad for us because we have been enjoying casting the May preview and playing it. I've been having a few games in it, but not always easy to get replays, unfortunately. But this game should be pretty good by the sounds of things. Tightrope, we have been casting him a fair bit actually, so if you aren't aware of Tightrope, he is a fellow Company of Heroes 2 caster, and he's pretty good. He also does micro tips and such, so you should totally check out his channel. I will leave a link for that in the description.
He is indeed a rocking fella.
Rocking fella?
Rocking fella.
Oh, you gotta be careful with this wire. You can get trapped in like
is
that.
Is he trapped? I wonder.
I don't know.
It's okay, not. Okay,
man.
lucky.
'Cause
Two wire is dangerous, one wire less so.
Also, because you can't vault that. If you wire yourself in against like a wall, it's fine. But wiring yourself in like a tractor or something like this, yeah, it's bad. It's very, very bad. But anyway, Sexpistole. I actually have no idea who this guy is. I haven't seen or casted him before, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with casting new players. We'll give you a bit more interesting things to talk about, I guess. So, double engineers, though, for Tightrope. I wonder why he went double engineer this early.
Yeah, interesting choice. I mean, I'm guessing Flamer, you're obviously going to have less garrison control with the Maxim nerfs. You're not just going to be able to spam out 17 of them anymore and just cap every single garrison on the map. An early Flamer makes sense, but it is pretty early to get the second engineer squad out.
Back during ESL, it was incredibly common to see double engineer, but that was when you could combine it with Maxim spam. So basically the point of it is that you would have just more mines.
Squad.
Yeah, more mines where you don't really need conscripts if you have supporting, if you entirely have Maxims. But now that Maxims are nerfed, you can't really build them entirely. So let's see, Tightrope is building his tier 2, so maybe he'll go a couple of Maxims combined with his conscripts, maybe a mortar or so. He has the options for shocks. Shocks, I feel like, are better against Wehrmacht than what they are against OKW, but you still have to worry about snipers just bleeding them all over the place.
Double MG as well, going to be really nice against shocks, so we might not see Tightrope go that route. We'll have to see, but yeah, double MG, generally it's not what you want against when you're looking to build frontline infantry like shocks, assault heavy infantry. Aggressive moves here from Sexpistole.
He's not going to be behind cover there as well, so he has to be careful getting focused. But nice response there from Tightrope. Gets into the garrison. We'll hold that one and won't get suppressed. So, well, mortar in fact. I guess he recognizes there's the garrison and the MG. I mean, where's the other MG though? Just
so
it hasn't been revealed yet.
It's just built.
It's certainly a good map for a mortar though, because you're always going to be clearing out houses. You're going to be dealing with MGs, so I think that early mortar, I can dig that.
Aggressive decap here as well from Tightrope, going for the important cutoff. He should be able to get it as well.
Oh, Rope, will he get back in time? Oh no!
Ah! Nice try. Went for the bait and just mistimed it a little bit there.
Getting the cutoff though, the Pioneers will be trying to hold it, but against his conscripts, they don't really have much chance.
Yeah, low on health. At that range, it's nice for Pioneers, but when they're low on health, they're just going to drop models.
They want to get in a lot closer as well. Wouldn't take long to charge in, but it would make a bit of a difference. So, a mortar's being built now by Sexpistole.
Cutoff has been taken. A lot of income coming in here for Sexpistole, and the cons are able to retreat out. Another mine going down, and here is the Flamer of the game on those comm engineers. So the Flamer combined with the... Oh, you don't want to get inside the garrison.
Well, the MG gets a suppressive though, so great positioning here by Sexpistole. Has been playing this one pretty well. You know what the worst thing about this patch is? Those mines. It's like, oh look, there's a mine being placed. There's a 33% probability that it'll insta-wipe a vet-free squad on full health. One of my favorite changes of the competitive mod and the May preview is the fact that mines they don't do enough damage to kill models if they're at full health. They're more of a weaken and a suppression tool. It just gives a lot more consistent experience. You don't get those cheesy wipes, so I'm really looking forward to a lot of those changes being put into the live game. But now Sexpistole, because of that engagement, so crucial, has taken the cutoff, which is going to be delaying the T70 by Tightrope by quite a fair bit.
Which is the most brutal thing against a Soviet. You don't want to have that T70 delayed. It makes such a huge impact. And another great thing about the map control Sexpistole's throwing out here, double MGs in nice positions, inside garrisons or covering cutoffs. Makes it really hard for Tightrope to go aggressive and get his capping back and going. It's nice to see this combat engineer squad down the bottom being nice and active, ensuring that Tightrope isn't bleeding VPs and has a few munitions in the bank as well.
Yeah, he's still behind a little bit on VPs, but nothing too crazy. Well, the mortar's attacking in response.
Mortar v mortar here. Looks like it's a barrage coming down here from Tightrope on the mortar of Sexpistole. Smartly, he's going to back away.
Man, the MG placement has been exactly where it needs to be. We'll
really
force
good
that
map
off.
awareness from Sexpistole, just seeing where the caps are coming down and moving the MGs to respond to those situations. You're not firing with a Pioneer Flamer if you're moving, my friend.
Yeah, that Pioneered, it wasn't really doing too much there. Mortar has to retreat as well. Another Pioneer, so Sexpistole has gone for an incredibly heavy tier 1 build. No scout car, which would have been quite effective, but Sexpistole doesn't have a sniper, which is quite rare actually. Normally you'll see VMAC players go for the sniper, but I guess against Soviets it's less effective than US and Brits. By quite a fair bit actually.
6 model squads makes it tougher, but I mean Sexpistole's gone for everything he needs here. Needed the second Pioneer squad in this situation as he's already upgraded for the Minesweeper. Given Tightrope has a really nice control of the left hand side of the map, there's a high possibility of mines and you want to avoid those nasty wipes.
Still been cut off as well, building up his tier 3, but won't have enough fuel for a T70. Can go for an M half track. M5 it is.
Half track.
Yeah, but then he won't have the munis for the quad, not just yet at least. Trying to cut off though, I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually cut off though. Yeah, it still has the muni point connected, so it's quite hard to cut off the right side. You have to get both of these points. So, shock troops are available, but they haven't been spawned. No. I wonder if he'll go for it. It's very risky, because if you call in the shocks, and then you see a scout car, that can really backfire, having no AT. And
surely Tightrope has seen the double MG, and generally you don't want to go into that build. Into a Gren heavy build, it can work if you find some individual Gren squads and get nice engagements, but it's just too dangerous. With 2 MG42s out in the field, there's just a higher possibility of walking into suppression and having to get the hell out of there, even with smoke available. So, still, Tightrope floating up a lot of manpower here, so we might see shocks just to spend a bit of that.
Yeah, unless he kills a Zisgun or something, just a preemptive Zisgun.
Oh, they're the shocks.
Okay. Oh, wow, he actually went for him.
See if they work.
Yeah, now, this is the first time I've seen players use shocks in quite a bit, and there's only two Grens. The shocks, they can be nice if you know where the MG is, and then you throw a smoke grenade down, run past, and throw a frag. But if your opponent is watching, and if they move the MG backwards, so... And currently, you know, in this patch, there isn't any of the grenade reduction. Where in the preview, if units get suppressed, their grenade range is reduced by 33%, which is a great change. Makes just nading MGs in fortified positions more difficult than it should be. You could even get a nade off here, and there's actually look at the scout car.
Scout car already ready to go.
Just in time.
Yeah, gonna be fantastic against these shocks. Nothing the shocks can do.
So frag comes through.
No dodge as well.
Pretty powerful because the MG refaced, so they're all on the side. So the scout car works so well. Not only is the gun decent, but it's also the fact that it just pushes the shocks around.
We'll probably see another model drop here as well, and the shocks are expensive.
Yeah, they're a bit more durable though with their armor, but...
Yeah, Grens might not. No model drop. That's okay. No chasing from the 222. Just gonna stay nice and safe.
Oh, the rifle nade gets the mortar.
Force that one off.
Oh, the mortar hits the MG, almost wipes it. It's the problem with behind light cover is you get clumped up.
Clumping is absolutely brutal. So, Nosiest gun as of yet for Tightrope. Would like to see him build one of those. A nice way to limit the usefulness of the 222.
He can afford his T70 though, but he may lose his NGs. Oh, it's probably too late. Yeah, loses that one. And Tightrope still pushed back into his base. This is not good to be for a Soviet player. Double fuel's been going for a while, so Sexpistole not going to be too far off his Panzer IV. He still needs a fair bit more fuel to go for it, but he can get that out much sooner than what you would expect.
And we will see Tightrope still going for a T70 here. 10 minutes 30 into the game. Late for a T70, though we haven't currently cast a lot of this patch, so it's hard to know how the timings have been adjusted now. Soviets don't have 100% map control at the start of the game. Pink runs out in the field now. Going to be nice. They'll obviously lose to the shocks, but it does give you the tech into AT option.
The mortar's been doing pretty well though. The scout car currently has no counter. The smoke, oh no, it gets pinned, so there can't be any smoke grenade coming out from those shots. D70's here. He may have to get SU-76 as well, just in response to that P4 when it shows up.
See what the T70 can get done against the 222. If we can take it out, that'll be a nice victory for Tightrope and should give him a bit more mobility with the shocks and the ability to push out a bit further on the map. Man, Pioneer's actually won that. A nice job. I think the comms ended up in negative cover, and here goes the 222. It's in trouble here. Gonna try juking behind the garrison.
Oh, well, he gets caught a little bit. Doesn't really have much chance to escape. Once the T-70 gets that close, it's pretty much going to be a dead scout car. Yeah, nowhere to go. Loses that one.
Unless you're on a road, it's pretty much over. T-70s are fast. Alright, so the T-70 is out in the field. Tightrope, I mean, that was pretty bold, going that aggressive, and he just went across the road. I liked killing the T-70, but going across the road, given he hasn't had map control and hasn't swept the area for telemines, might not have been the best idea. For all he knows, there could be telemines in that area.
That's true, yeah. Sexpistole has had map control for a while, and he's had double pyos, so there should really be a telemine out. It doesn't look like there is, though. It's nice to get that if you can, just to really punish your opponent. It can be an absolute game changer. So I wonder where the Muniz is actually gone, because there's no...
We have seen at least two rifle nades.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rifle nades.
The Flamer and the Sweeper so far, but... Yeah.
I was going to say there's no Grens or anything, no LMG Grens, but yeah, there has been a few rifle nades, now that I remember. But map control is still pretty much in the hands of Sexpistole. 240 fuel, so I would love to see him tech up.
Hasn't even escalated to Battle Phase 2 yet. That's the first port of call. Otherwise, you have Pioneers at home waiting to build a tier building that they can't build yet.
Oh, double shots!
Whoa!
I feel like that's probably not a very good choice, because Tightrope is so far behind in fuel. There must be a T70 or a P4 coming up soon. Wipes the Grens, though. Sexpistole...
They were grouped.
Yeah, he clumped up.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. That was 1 or 2 T70 shots.
I saw on the icon, I think he lost 3 models in one shot.
Oh, they're going for the Faust as well. I see the Faust on... I think one of them had the Faust out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, had the Faust out ready to go and just ended up dying.
Oh, we're calling it a Puma! But I don't understand why would he call it a Puma when he has so much fuel and can afford pretty much a P4 or a Stuk. The Puma is a great unit to go for if you're struggling and you're behind in fuel and you can't afford to tech and you need something to deal with a light vehicle, but it doesn't have as good late game as other commanders, and when you have the fuel to go for a tier 3 tank, you might as well just go for it. But I guess having the command P4 is nice because it's such a strong unit. So it isn't the worst late game because of the command P4 and the Panzer Tactician, but it just seems like a wasted opportunity. Unless Sexpistole really wants to rush out his tier 4, get a Panther or something. But yeah, I don't really see why he wanted to go for this Puma when he has so much fuel in the bank.
Yeah, it is a weird choice. It would make sense to me, but if this was the May Balance preview mod, potentially, because the teching is easier for Wehrmacht, lower fuel costs overall, and it's easier to get up towards that tier 4 and potentially get something out from there. But I agree with the machine. A P4 would be perfect at this point, given the amount of fuel floated up here by Sexpistole, and still being 3 CPs off the command tank, it's going to be quite late, and it'll give Tightrope a chance to get back into this game.
Pretty sure he had the mechanized, so he could have gone for a Tiger later on down the line, but If the Puma can wipe the T-70, it's going to be worth it. But now the T-70's been, the Puma's been revealed, so we'll probably see the T-70 be a bit more cautious. Two of those Pigarins are hit there by the mine.
Really solid mine placement here by Tightrope. He has them all over the map, and that's important. Considering he doesn't have very much map control, really nice mine placement on all the potential retreat routes for the T-70 gives him a lot of safety.
And the problem with this Puma is the Puma can't punish the double shocks. Because normally going double shocks, especially when you have such little, when you've had such little fuel, is just going to be a death sentence against the bleed of having a tank. The Puma not going to really do much here. I mean, it'll get it models eventually. Oh wow, okay. it'll do that eventually,
yeah.
But not as rapidly as what you would expect. That was very lucky. Man, it looks silly now, but yeah, the Puma for the most part isn't going to be doing a lot. I mean, it has the target weak point, so that helps a bit, but...
Remember, the Puma can one-shot a captain.
Yeah, we've seen it happen. Squad of Clump Waipu. So this gun's now been built on the field. AT grenades have actually been teched as well. Nice work there from Tightrope. He knows he needs the AT. Shocks have been doing some pretty good harassment. Also, no Sniper has been giving these Shocks a bit more freedom than what they should otherwise have had. T-70 and Shocks on the retreat.
That'll be a wipe.
Oh man, that's gonna definitely be a wipe.
Absolute.
Doesn't even micro Shocks until it gets it.
Don't need to, yeah. It's one of the world's most obvious wipes machines, so no worries. Looking towards our VP, 374 Sexpistole. Tightrope on 438, so really hasn't bled any at all since Sexpistole's early game aggression and map control holding. And is that a S-Mines or on the VP? Yeah, S-Mines.
Yes.
My favorite type of mine.
That's a big lie.
Yeah, it is.
S-Mines are very effective against expensive squads like Shocks because it's a lot of manpower bleed if you walk over them, and it can wipe the squads by just not watching. You just go, Shock Squad, cap the VP, and then you look away, and then you micro, and then you hear bang bang, you look over, and your vetted Shock Squad's been wiped, and you're like, oh damn it. Nice crush though with the T-70, getting those S-Mines out.
Very easy. Oh, solid micro avoids the wire as well. Good hustle from Tightrope.
Well, he want to crush the... Oh, no, he wouldn't,
that's
of course.
his wire,
That's facing the opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those S-Mines didn't really achieve too much there.
And what are those combo engineers building? First squad. Another mine, probably, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a lot of mines placed out, which is nice to see. So Tightrope, he actually has a fair bit of resources, and he doesn't have any... It doesn't have the tier 4, so we may see him actually go for KV1. He's going to need something against the tanks, and it's actually the Heavy Panzer Corps, so it is the tier 4. So now I kind of see why he wanted to go for the Puma, give him that stopgap against the T-70, buying him time for the I'm assuming it's going to be a Panther. Maybe it'll be a Panzerwerfer. Those are very effective.
Panzerwerfer is a possibility, though a very mobile composition on the side of Tightrope. Double Shocks, double Cons, double NG. Really only two static support weapons in the Zis and the Maxim. We also saw the... Wow, T-70 actually chased this one down. One more shot.
Oh, he gets
Nicely
it.
played.
Cons are there for a cap as well.
Yeah, if they Ura up to it, should be able to get it in time. Ura, my friend. Always Ura.
Yeah.
Always spend the munitions.
Even then, though, probably wouldn't have gone for it. Oh, the Pyros get there in first anyway.
Alright, and we did see the mortar of Tightrope wiped as well, thanks to the counter barrage coming out from Sexpistole in the middle. That's how it went down. Could it be the B4? I mean, I'm not saying I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm crossing my fingers a little bit. Surely the KV1 first, and then maybe...
There's certainly the munitions, so the manpower for it, and there's been a lot of mines placed down, and those are really important, those very deep mines, the friendly mines, when you have a howitzer, is because then if your opponent tries to rush it, then they can suffer from that. And he has the mobile defense, which doesn't have any artillery strikes that can wipe it.
It's a possibility.
Where do all these resources go?
Is it the dream? Where is it? Where is it? It must be being built. Look, follow the comp engineers.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
There we go.
So remember, you can't build the B4 in your base sector, so you can't build it back here. So you can build it here, though. I guess it's actually quite defensible because it has the shot blockers.
And a mine on the road as well. Mine's all over the road, in fact.
Man, B4s are such RNG cannons. They can miss 50 times in a row, or they can just wipe a blob in a single shot. What they are reliable against, though, is garrisons. You can very reliably wipe these houses, which can be pretty important against a defensive Wehrmacht player. But if Sexpistole just pulls out a Panzerwerfer, he can counter that pretty easily.
Yeah. We'll have to see if the B4 shoots before we see a tank getting built here by Sexpistole. Doesn't have the resources for a Panther at the moment, if that's what he was planning to go for. Try
Pretty
go
much
for the
does.
KV1. Yeah, he's close. There we go.
Yeah, KV1.
Just need the rest of the manpower.
The KV1 is also a pretty bad unit. It just doesn't really have enough penetration to be good against tanks. Well, T70 goes down to the Puma. It doesn't really have enough anti-infantry to be effective. It does have a lot of health and armor, so it's a decent meat shield if you have something else to deal out damage. Say if you have an Su-85 in support, but on its own, not going to really achieve much.
Could be nice to hold ground here for Tightrope potentially if it does have Zis support. That's another possibility.
Oh.
Hey, rest in peace.
That was the B4. One
B.
shot's the MG. A Flamer's actually on the ground. It wasn't an MG. Oh no, maybe it wasn't the MG.
Pyro squad's down.
Yeah,
But-
maybe it must be the
yeah,
Pyro
it was
squad
a Pyro
inside.
squad. Yeah, it was a Pyro squad.
Okay, so the KV1's rocked up. Puma can kite this one. He has actually penetrated both shots. The KV1's going very aggressive though. But he's just missing every shot.
I wonder how aggressive the KV1's going to go.
Yeah, the Puma probably shouldn't stay here at this
No.
mid-range.
Goes for the
Oh,
stun
but
and
he's
then
baiting for
backs
the
off.
Panther. That's what he's doing. Let's see if he falls for the bait. He's already quite wounded.
Oh no!
Oh, okay, he
I
does
thought
back
Tightrope was
away.
going to go in there.
Where's the Zis gun? Zis gun's actually in support.
Maybe should have baited a little bit longer and then gone for the stun in that situation.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
sure.
could have taken another shot of the KV1.
The Panther could potentially chase this one down. We'll have to keep an eye on that B4 as well.
I'm gonna hockey to like number 4 so I can just hit
Nice.
it.
Okay.
It has a pretty quick reload time, so it's ready to go already.
Alright. Sexpistole, you're making the correct choice in not going too aggressive here. There's such a high potential for mines on the road, and obviously the Zis guns that are out in the area that it's not a good idea for Sexpistole to just go all in here.
So a very off-meta game by Tightrope. He's
It
gone
is.
for B4 and a KV1. And I wonder if he will just continue to build KV1s or if he'll try and tech an Su-85.
That's the dream.
Not a good map,
Not the ideal
Su-85s
map
though.
for Su-85s, but it is the dream to have a KV1 in front of an Su-85.
Yeah, and a B4 in support.
Yeah.
Flamer's still there on the ground. I don't know if Tightrope realizes it's actually there. So this Puma's going to also be dealing out some good damage in conjunction with the Panther.
Starting to get a bit of veterancy up.
Just needs to have lots of mines. Does Tightrope. B4. God, I missed that one. Where did it go? Oh, the Pioneer. Didn't get the wipe, but got 3 Pyos down. 2 Minesweepers, though, is going to be very helpful. Austrooper and
Nice.
have been called in. No LMGs for them.
Sexpistole will probably benefiting from dropping the Pioneer squad with a Flamer. Gets to build one with a Minesweeper now, and that's going to be crucial.
Can you imagine the Austrooper getting a Flamer? I must have been picked up.
Unless...
Oh yeah, the
there we
Grins
go,
have
Gren's
it.
got it. That's nice though. The Gren's having it. We do see the Panther going aggressive here.
Yeah, gets a shot from the Zis gun.
AT
Oh, the AT
grenades are
grenade
available.
does get the damage engines. Now this Panther, he's a little bit wounded, but it shouldn't matter too much. The KV1 Zis gun, they can't really chase it down. Plus he pops a Panzer Tactician. So this is also good late game in the sense from Sexpistole. Having the Panzer Tactician on a Panther with the command P4 buff, very, very durable. Doesn't really need the Tiger in that situation.
I guess that's the question though. Does he go for the...
Oh.
Water actually getting quite low though. Does he go for the command tank and then just try and win the game with sword piece, or does he go for the Panzerwerfer and try and take out the B4? Do you think it's viable to go for the Panzerwerfer and get within range of the B4?
I think
pretty
so.
deep,
I mean, it's
yeah.
probably about here.
Yeah.
Like, as how much range it needs to hit to get the B4.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll destroy it in a single salvo, though. Like, it would certainly wipe the crew in a single salvo, but he may need to do it twice. But either way, the Panzer is just a good choice against the Ziskan, the Maxim, the infantry squads. It's just a very effective unit at wiping squads. I think it's always worth getting.
I suppose Sexpistole will just have to play around the VPs to work out what he goes for here. 237 for him, 432 for Tightrope. So Tightrope is in the best position here. He wants to tech at this point. Wants to at least have the tier 4 available, so the SU-85 option is there for him. And having a lot of VPs is the ideal way to do it.
Well, Flamer's on the ground. Looks like the Gren squad must have gone down.
Gren squad did fall. Oh no, that Gren squad has a Flamer, I'm pretty sure. Didn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very where are all these flames coming from? Was the engineers that dropped?
the
Yeah,
engineers
okay.
dropped,
Engineers did drop.
I was trying to work out how to click the bloody... There we go.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pop cap. Sexpistole, since he has enough pop cap for the Panzerwerfer and probably... Yeah, he can go both the command tank and the Panzerwerfer. That would be a very good composition late game. He lost one of the Ostruppen as well, so we'd be missing a few things
They're
there.
just taking up pop cap at the moment, though. They're a nice capping squad, but...
Man, this B4 has had very good RNG. He's hit 4 times in a row. Very, very rare that it happens, that it hits once, let alone 4 times in a row.
There goes the mortar for Sexpistole, losing more and more pop cap.
You can just
Grinding
recruit
down
it though,
more
but...
squads, yeah.
So he
Lost the
called...
veterancy though. Had veterancy 3 on that mortar.
Yeah, another KV1's been called in.
Oh,
Let's see, it looks like the Panther's moving up for this B4, but there are certainly mines, but there's a minesweeper nearby, so nice work there by Sexpistole. Looking at the VPs though, Tightrope's looking pretty good. 222 remains for Sexpistole. Mines are being cleared.
There's certainly not consistent penetration from those KV1s. But this does give Tightrope the option to stall out VPs with the help of Zisguns. He doesn't have to go all after the Panther when he's this high on VPs.
But there's not much map control here for Tightrope, and he's going to be triple capped at the moment, so he does have to do something. Going aggressively against the Panther isn't going to work with the KV1s. The penetration is just so lousy. Just needs to have the Zisgun for support. Unless he gets a rear armor shot from the front.
You never know. That can happen.
Plus the P-Grens as well are going to have even more anti-tank against these KV1s.
I'd like to see Tightrope just go middle and bottom rather than trying to fight over this top VP when he knows both the Panther and the Puma are here. It's just not a smart
the Puma may get taken out. This gun's going to fire, but nade comes through from the P-Grens.
Yeah.
B4 wiped something again. I think maybe it was the mortar that got recrewed. So the Panther's going in. Actually got to be careful because the KV1s are up close, and the P-Grens, though, they do actually wipe the KV1. I think it was the Panther in the end. The KV1 now have to retreat. He could lose both of these KV1s right now. The Panther's is bouncing every shot. KV1's getting so low.
I don't understand why the Panther didn't chase that one. There's no minesweeper squad in there anymore, so the Panther is scared for sure.
Yeah, now
he's going to run into a mine.
He's going to be very weak as well. He's just barely avoided it. The B4 is getting focused by this Panther. B4's firing. Where's he going? Oh no, he's trying to get the direct shot, I think.
Yeah, he's turning for it.
He pops the smoke.
Off.
Okay, he's gonna be... Is he firing now? No, he doesn't fire in the end.
Can't keep an eye on the Panther. See.
The Puma almost getting hit by the Zisgun for the second time. He may drive into the arc of the Zis with the rear armor exposed.
That one.
Oh yeah, no, it gets visioned by the engineers. One shot away from dying. The B4 still hasn't fired yet, but triple cap continues for Sexpistole.
It does. Starting to bleed Tightrope of those VPs. Down to 343 now, and 1 KV1.
Yeah, I think that's the problem for Tightrope, is the KV1s aren't going to offer enough anti-tank against the Panther, especially not if we see a command P4 mixed in. I mean, the SU-85 isn't going to be particularly effective either, but I feel like it would maybe be a better choice. Maybe even if he just goes to SU-76s. Just to have some mobile anti-tank. Going for another Zisgun though.
Wow. Sexpistole decided to call him more Ostruppen. I feel...
Oh man, the P4 gets the Puma? This
must
P4,
have been. Come on,
it was
man.
the Puma, yeah.
It was the Puma. What
almost the Panther
doing?
though, man. He could have got double pies with that.
Double pyre and the Panther, the dream.
I wish my B4s had this much RNG.
Mine never hit.
Ostruppen calling though.
Hit.
Man, Sexpistole went for Ostruppen rather than either a command P4 or a Panzerwerfer. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, still has the option to go for either here. The pop cap obviously being dropped with the loss of the Puma.
LMG on the ground. No more Grens left. Just his Ostruppen.
Cons grab the LMG.
But more mines are being spammed, so I love how Tightrope is consistently just throwing down mines everywhere.
Even if they are swept or revealed, you can force off the sweeping Pioneer squad and they're just as deadly. Yeah, and it's also the idea that you plant in your opponent's head. There are mines everywhere and I can't be aggressive.
It certainly buys time. Recon's being called in. Tightrope made me want to actually repair his B4. He did suffer a shot from the Panther.
Worst thing can happen is you have the weapon destroyed, while the crew's still active and ready to go. Recon flying over as Tightrope drops below the 300 VP threshold. Not a lot of munitions in the bank for Tightrope either. Down to 37 at the moment, courtesy of all the mine spam. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll never admonish a player for being low on munitions. Ooh. Because he spammed mines.
Plus he threw out his recon. I mean, having the Mother Russia can be nice. I think he actually wounded the MG but didn't kill it.
Yeah.
It does give a debuff though after it wears off, but it is a very powerful buff if you need to win a key engagement over a VP or something.
Now having the conscript squad with the LMG can be nice.
Another Panther's being built. Wow. So these KV-1s are going to hardcore fail against the Panthers. But it looks like there is Sexpistole moving up. He wants to try and get the B4, or at least he's just getting map control back.
I suppose Double Panther will allow Sexpistole to hold the VPs and prevent any further aggression from Tightrope, but it seems a bit excessive to go for two of them.
Vetted shocks against Vet 0 Ostrupen. That is not even fair.
Is it the dream? It's not really the dream.
I don't think the Ostrupen hit the shocks once. They're full health after 12 Ostrupen.
Can you imagine shocks with armor running at you though? I'd probably miss as well. I'd be absolutely terrified.
Hello, over the MG.
And he's not terrified. He's quite happy.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Pioneer's going to be sweeping out those mines on point. Actually planting S mines.
An interesting switch up of pace here. Now you're going to be coming out onto the Maxim. Should get the wipe.
Yeah. Does indeed. The B4 fired. Almost got the MG again. So this has been a magnet, this B4.
Putting on so much pressure. KV-1's rolling back onto the field after having its ridiculous amount of health fully repaired.
I just feel like we should give a disclaimer. General Gentlemen cannot guarantee your B4 will have this much consistency.
No, we cannot.
we cannot be held liable if you build a B4
and it misses every shot. And is then wiped by a Panzerwerfer. It's nothing to do with us. The Faust, though, is definitely to do with Sexpistole. He lands it. Will the Panthers go aggressive? That is the question. I think no.
There's two Zisguns in position, so they wouldn't do very well
and
if they did.
A lot of mines in the mind of Sexpistole.
So now that there's two Panthers, just building Zisguns is going to be the best response. If an SU-85 comes out against two Panthers, it's just going to die. It's not going to do very well.
Isn't that sad that we can't build tank destroyers?
Yeah. Whereas I thought if there was going to be a command P4, then the SU-85 would be nice. If the same with the Panzerwerfer. So very strange game from Sexpistole, but it's certainly working, and the VPs are draining down. Sexpistole almost overtaking the VPs of Tightrope. I think it was a blind shot. Nothing was there.
Nothing there. Not a bad shot to fire at, I suppose. So Panthers. The Pintles are going to be nice against the shocks, that's one thing. One Panther might have been great against shocks, but
look at that.
Two Panther Pintles, that's going to do some damage. Oh, come on, man. The main gun is just insult to injury. I don't mind if the Pintle wipes my shocks, but the main gun is another thing.
Almost Vet 2 is his Panther, and that becomes so powerful with the extra armor. KV-1 against Vet 2 Panthers is going to have probably like a 20% penetration. It's going to be so bad.
If you're lucky. 20% penetration from point blank range, I think, with machines. So it won't be great. It will not be great.
But two Zisguns will do the job.
Definitely.
As long as they don't get wiped by a Panzerwerfer, which isn't being built.
Zisguns are fine, but I don't understand the no Panzerwerfer here from Sexpistole.
Yeah. That's the problem with relying on Zisguns, is they can get countered very easily by Panzerwerfers. So if Tightrope goes for a third Zisgun, for example, he can really just lose them all, especially if they're kind of being clumped up like this together.
Which they kind of need to when the Panthers are being moved together. See, it's just decent penetration from these Zisguns against the Panther.
But at least the KV1 it gives vision, gives scouting for the Zis guns.
That's true.
It's almost
Yeah,
Vet 2 as well.
as
but
I
it
was
doesn't
saying
really benefit
previously,
much.
I don't mind the Zis gun KV1 composition. It works, provided Tightrope's holding ground and not going aggressive.
Yeah,
and at this
that's
point, he is low on VP, so he does need to get a bit more of that ground back.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Another comp engineer squad getting added on. I like that. Oh, the shocks might scout for the B4 here.
Well, it still needs to reface though, but
Yeah.
he's going to have a fair bit of damage against the repairing Pyos. Keeping the Pyos from repairing the Panther helps too. And the Panzerwerfer is being built. Excellent choice from Sexpistole. I think that's going to wreck Tightrope.
Praise. I think that's a really good
'Cause
choice.
he's only really holding on by the Zis guns focusing the Panthers and keeping them at bay. But once the Panzerwerfer shows up... Once again, he basically hits the mortar. Doesn't actually wipe it though. He's going to get extra accuracy at Vet 2. And rate of fire. That's
Is the
gonna...
mortar actually firing on the... What's it firing on the Zis guns or?
Won't have the range.
Yeah, I was gonna say not having the range for the B4 obviously.
If it was Vet 3, it would probably have the range from that position. It's extra range in Vet 3.
Only 200.
Do you know if the counter barrage ability works in that situation against the
Against
B4
them.
if it's fired or?
I don't know.
I mean, it only kind of work once. The B4 fires, and if your squad doesn't get wiped,
Oh,
then
he
you get
gets
some counter
Fausted.
barrage.
And there's 2 Shreks there. Panther moving in. Though there is 2 Zis guns. But
Blitzkrieg gets thrown down.
how's he going to hold up against the Shreks? Vet 2 is dinged as well. Oh, and AT grenade from the conscripts. So the Panther has to get all the way back. Shrek's going in for the chase, but there's an LMG on these conscripts. But he will lose the KV1.
Vehicle has been lost in the
Should be fine to retreat though, despite the negative cover. Yeah.
Yeah, still okay.
Okay, this B4.
Really nice engagement there for Sexpistole. Finds the KV1 out of position, gets the Faust off. Backing away the Panther was a huge deal as well, especially the Vet 2 one. If that was the lower veterancy Panther, it might have been worth throwing it in there, but yeah, I think it's an excellent choice, backing away and leaving it to the Hegrens. Here goes the Panzerwerfer.
Wow. That was a lot of
Unfortunate.
scatter for a Panzerwerfer. Maybe he was aimed a bit behind. So the Panzerwerfer has been revealed. So now Tightrope has to be a little bit more careful with his Zis guns.
They did adjust the scatter at some point recently for
Yeah.
the bar as well, far scatter, and that was quite a long shot for the Panzerwerfer.
It's still very good at wiping support
It
weapons
is,
though.
yeah.
But it's more worth driving closer if you can. May want to use the smoke grenade, especially as the incendiary ammo has been popped. Oh, that MG could even wipe the shocks. The smoke may save him, but the mortar gets 3 models down. VPs have been neutralized now, so no more bleed for Tightrope.
222 for Sexpistole.
Oh,
Pyro down to
man.
174.
He almost wiped the
Yeah,
Panzerwerfer.
one player goes down, and I think if the repairs hadn't come down,
He also
Being
almost
covered.
wiped the Panther.
Yeah.
But you using recon for the vision, so you have to be very careful when you're repairing, vehicles, and there's a recon giving vision. You really should move around. So that gave a lot of veterancy, accuracy, rate of fire. But the Vet 3 is pretty meh though. You get extra range, which doesn't really help that much for a
No.
howitzer.
so when you
on a
cover the
1v1
entire
map.
map anyway.
On
yeah.
a team game map where there's a lot bigger distances, then yeah, that can help. But also remember, the further it fires, the more scatter. So yeah. But that accuracy and rate of fire is going to make a big difference.
So Tyro currently holding 2 VPs, courtesy of Sexpistole's lack of manpower. He's very low, still reinforcing and not able to get another Pioneer squad. Obviously, Tyro doesn't know this, but he's going to love the map control that he gets as a result.
Well, and there's only P-Grens and Ostrippen against vetted shocks. And they're
Wow,
vet
there was a
3
new
now.
P-Grand squad added on.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time against these shocks.
So will not duel well. It makes sense building a squad of combat infantry because they're obviously going to duel well against, say, the conscripts, but not at all against 2 squads of vetted shocks.
Yeah, maybe he should have gone for a sniper. I don't know. The sniper would be able to bleed the shocks, and from the distance as well. So
Maybe even another Grenadier squad. I don't know, these Ostrippen just don't seem to be working out. There's still some time left in this game. If we saw some Grenadiers added on as opposed to the Ostrippen, a little bit earlier, they could have had some veterancy.
But
by
really,
now
the
and
Command
upgrades.
P4 would have been the obvious choice
Yeah.
because he had the pop cap for it. The Command P4, it's great against the shocks. It has pretty good anti-infantry, and obviously it has that buff. So that just seems like the obvious choice. That I'm not sure why he hasn't gone for it. It's one of the strengths of this commander is the Command P4, which currently is really strong. It's gonna get nerfed in the May preview. It doesn't buff itself, but currently it does. So it's just so durable.
I'm not sure whether Panzerwerfer actually fired there. It must have been onto the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. Still plenty of pop cap available for Tightrope. He actually builds a T70.
Interesting.
It's going to be good against the MGs, for example. He just will drive up, wipe the MG, allow him to cap the VPs. I think it's actually pretty smart. It's only 200 manpower as well, so it's a very cheap tank.
The Panthers aren't exactly crazy mobile, so... This mortar, luckiest mortar in the world.
Yeah.
It's been wiped once by the B4 and has avoided death
The
by
mortar
the skin of
crew
its teeth.
being very scraped and bruised.
Finally, another Pioneer squad for Sexpistole, able to add that on with the manpower he's gained. Has the ability to use breakthrough a fair bit as well. 320 munitions, so we should be seeing a lot of grenades, coming out hopefully from these P-grens during the engagements.
Counter-attack will allow him to capture points quite quickly, and it's very cheap. So the T70 is going to be here to maybe even wipe the MG if he's lucky. But he has to be careful about the double Panther. These Vet 3 cons with the LMG are wrecking the P-grens.
Pretty obvious name, but no dodge here from
Oh,
Pyro.
wow.
Late dodge.
Ostrippin could actually force us off, yeah. He has to retreat that. The shocks are there to take his place. The T70 is ready to go, but so is the Panther. So that T70 is going to be very short-lived. Aww.
Goodbye, T70.
As he phases through the Panther.
The death phase.
The enemy has
Ugh.
destroyed one of our vehicles.
That's not fantastic. T70, very short-lived. That Panther rotation was really quick from Sexpistole, though. It's like he knew the T70 was coming. He could feel it.
Maybe
saw
he
the
heard
comms
it.
running in. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's very important that you hear vehicles through the fog of war, and it's not that hard to do. A T70, it's not as loud as what a Sturm Tiger is, but
It's distinctive, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And these Panthers are getting more and more Vet. Vet won both of them for the Blitzkrieg.
More mines getting thrown down here by Tightrope. He's so low on
B4's
munitions
firing.
at the moment.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Once again, hits the mortar.
Enemy forces are capturing our
So there's two Zis guns. I mean, they're getting veterancy as well. Bear that in mind. That helps. Vet 2 rate of fire, traverse.
There's no real way to deal with the...
Oh, Panzerwerfer though.
B4.
That's the problem. You can't really keep veterancy
Yeah, we
alive on AT guns, but man, that's actually a lot more scatter than I realized at max range. He really should drive up closer like the Katusha.
Doesn't have the option to go for the B4 either. Okay, so here's the aggression coming out from Sexpistole. The support weapons are low. They're going to be forced to retreat. P-Gren's running up. This is a good situation for them. I don't
Oh,
see
the
any
mine,
shots in
though.
the area. Another mine. Yeah, the P-Grens just have to retreat off this one.
And the Pigarins are bleeding a lot of manpower this late into the game, and he can still afford the Command P4. And when I say afford, I mean pop cap, because that is now the most valuable resource for Sexpistole.
12 pop cap. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't have added on that additional P-Gren squad. That definitely should have been a Command P4.
Yeah.
We are losing territory.
But still, I think it's just a matter of time until these Zis guns get wiped by the Panzerwerfer. And that's the weakness in this composition that hasn't proven to be a weakness yet, but sooner or later it certainly should be. So long as there's enough time with VPs for that to happen. But Sexpistole, I'd love to see him drive up a little bit closer, get less scatter, and just better wiping potential against those Zis guns.
You want the guaranteed wipes.
Oh.
And Tyro going aggressive with the Zis guns. He does know the Panzerwerfer barrage is on cooldown, so this makes sense. Blitzkrieg out. Cons
Like this.
can't quite
Oh,
run
man.
as fast as Panther. It's on cooldown, so...
Well,
yeah.
not anymore.
Oh no, just finished. Just came off.
Neutralizing a sector.
It's a bait! Maybe Tyro just has a really good game knowledge and knows exactly when the barrages are going to come out. I mean, he's backing the Zisses right away, so that's possible.
But now it's going to be Panzerwerfer bait.
Oh, Lord! 3 support weapons in one club, the dream.
Falling into enemy
I missed the.
Did the
before.
mortar finally go down? It didn't. No? No, it didn't.
I don't know where it went.
Okay, there's the.
But I'm assuming
where's
it
the Panther
missed.
Going? To the middle somewhere, I think.
Oh, doesn't even get the mortar. Drive closer, man.
Gets the
He has so
line.
much map control. When you have this much map control, you should use your artillery more aggressively. So, VPs are getting pretty close now. 173 for Sexpistole, 153 for Tightrope.
It's a close game. I'm loving it.
The late game is just so in favor of Sexpistole, though. He's got vetted Panthers, Panzerwerfer, Panzer Tactician, lots of other words that involve the word Panzer.
2 Vet 3 MG42s. There's no
KB1?
Panzer in there.
What?
KB1! Okay then. Well, KB1's maybe Tyro figured, well, the T-70s, they can force off MGs, but they died at the Panther really quickly. Maybe I should go
a
for something
T-grenade
bigger.
comes through. I think that's what he needed it for, is force away the MGs, and it's exactly what he did. The T-70 can do that better, but the T-70 can also get taken out very easily.
Smart moves here. Smart moves with the Panther. He's backing the long way. Doesn't go across the road. Would have run straight into Zis guns in that situation. Moves the second Panther up for the second Panzer Tactician as well. So both of those have been blown. I'd say, how long until the barrage? Probably another 10 seconds until the Panzerwerfer can start firing.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Going back up for this VP.
Everyone's going to have to avoid the P-Grens here.
That would be a nice spot for a B4. Is he rotating for it, though?
Fast pressure as well.
Oh, wow, this Panther's getting caught. Zisgun's on the side. He could lose this one. One Zisgun's out of the range, but the second one, he may just get out now. But
He's
now
outside.
no, he fires through the head,
head.
loses the vet to Panther, just getting caught by the AT
Panzerwerfer coming
grenade.
in on the Zis guns.
Oh, man, he hits the hedge, though. He missed the barrage. And now the other Panther's pretty low. Damage engine.
By the Zis guns.
The vision is there by the shocks. Moving up for it. Rear armor's going to be exposed. This could be the end of both of our Panthers. Pops the smoke, and that should be it for the Panther.
Panzer Tactician comes a cooldown just in time. Oh, the attack ram misses on the Panther. It survives.
B4 almost getting that MG. Almost at vet 3 now. Just needs a single more kill.
This gun survived that one. That positioning was great. The Panzerwerfer just smashed into the hedge. Ah, that was brutal.
He still
Unlucky.
probably was at max range rather than closing
Yeah,
in.
really should have gone a bit closer.
Still, Sexpistole has plenty of fuel, so losing that Panther isn't a big deal.
Putting a second Panzerwerfer. Well, if
Wow,
one of them
okay.
doesn't work at max range, maybe two of them will.
I think it's actually a good choice, though, because
Yeah.
it's just infantry and support weapons. The KV-1 is negligible. A single Panther can deal with that.
Easily, yeah.
Maybe even a Brumbar wouldn't be a bad choice. That'll give him good VP pressure.
Brumbar would be cool to see. And Brumbars are great against shocks.
Yeah.
And decent against Zis guns as well.
And they're being buffed too in the May preview, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Brumbars are such a cool unit. They're just so underused. They're good fun. I'm glad of the buff. I'll have to build a Brumbar after this game, just for fun.
I think everyone's going to have to build a Brumbar after this game. So the Panther's being repaired. It's two Pioneers as well. Okay, there we go. But once again, max range! Watch it miss. Wow, he killed two models.
Not gonna work.
It's not as
Running
OP
closer.
as it used to be. You know, remember before, it would just wipe every single volley.
At max range, no problem.
But
Yeah.
now it's actually balanced. You have to kind of micro it in terms of close in. Like the Katusha always has to.
Yeah, Tyrope could be in so much trouble now. There's just been nothing but max range barrages. But I'd like to see Sexpistole push out and then follow it up with a push up Panzerwerfer. It's going to be another max range. It's not going to wipe anything.
I think that was the first time we've seen the B4 not kill anything. It missed completely.
Yeah,
Not by much
unless
though.
without damaging an infantry squad at all. KV1 does not want to have the rear armor facing towards a Faust, and backs away in time. This gun's are ready as well. Both of the Panzerwerfer barrages are on cooldown, and Tyrope knows there are two of them now.
Yeah, has to be extra careful with these guns.
How fast will a KV1 kill a Panzerwerfer?
Two shot. Oh no, one shot even. I'm pretty
Do you
sure.
reckon it's one shot?
Yeah, one
'Cause
shot.
that is a possibility. I mean, you've got to be worried about telemines, but If Tightrope can maybe get another KV-1 out on the field, he saves up enough manpower and just dives after double Panzerwerfer.
You just need safety. You need vision and scouting. If you
he has the recon, I mean, that's a...
Well, I mean,
you mean
Sexpistole.
Sexpistole
If you're going for the close range, no scatter, that was a wipe on an MG, I think. Yeah, the MG was wiped. You have to, have something in front to make sure you don't get one shot by a Zis gun. But certainly Sexpistole has had the map control and the units to do so. So now Sexpistole having plenty of pop cap left, rebuilding his Pyos, still could call in the command P4.
It is a possibility, given the amount of squads he's had wiped, and he's lost one of the MGs as well that was on Veteran C3. Double Panzerwerfer up and ready to go.
B4's hit Vet 3, swag points to Tightrope. Barrage is going to be available. Man, keeping these together against the B4.
Okay, firing. No, maybe it's on the VP.
It is.
Okay, so that's better. That's I guess a mid-range barrage, but it was a little bit too close.
He retreated
so...
after losing a single model.
Yeah. So it's effective. KV-1 still playing around up the top. 145 VPs for Sexpistole, 143 for Tightrope. This is a long game.
The second barrage went through as well. It didn't do anything.
Oh, really? Yeah.
This is permanent strafe now. Looks like Tightrope has enough munitions, so he can just spam out the recons, which is really what he needs right now. Is to make sure not just for his B4s, but also it gives him good rotations. If he sees where Sexpistole is committing, he can compensate for that and avoid getting out-rotated as far as VPs are concerned, which is very important at this stage in the game.
Sexpistole is great at responding to these recons, noticing them and ensuring he moves the Panzerwerfers to make sure they're not available for a free B4 shot. With that being said, it seems that Tightrope has predicted the movement. Might be able to find one. But always moving the Panzerwerfers, ensuring they're not stationary targets for the B4, which is safe.
Well, S-Mine's being spammed.
Yeah, it's a good stalling tactic here, and Sexpistole has plenty of munitions. There's no reason these Pioneers shouldn't constantly be building S-Mines.
It just delays capping.
I would like to see more Telemines as well. There's less safety for these Panzerwerfers. I would like to see a couple of Telemines on the road, but Pioneers have been very busy repairing tanks.
Yeah, even like a T-70 can just dive a Panzerwerfer and kill it in I think 3 shots or so, which isn't long for a T-70. And when you have this late game situation, fuel becomes not much of an issue, and it's more about pop cap and manpower. And the T-70 is cheap in both of those.
Well, there's a dollar.
8 pop cap, 200 manpower. It's a good late game unit.
What? Oh no!
He wiped his own Ostrippen!
No! Oh, that's not the dream. It was a close barrage and it wiped his own squad. Sexpistole.
The one time it's not even a close barrage either.
It's still mid-range.
It's probably about, I think his minimum range is probably halfway.
That's not great.
I missed that.
It's
like the gentleman's gentleman drinking game. Take a shot every time we miss a B4.
We're pretty drunk by this point.
I don't know if you wipe something though.
How about every time Sexpistole loses a squad to the B4? Another Panther! I don't understand.
What?
There's only one KV-1 on the field. There's no reason to go for this.
Yeah, see, the thing is now, it's all about VP control, and the Panther won't give you good VP control.
This should definitely be a command tank. 100% should be a command
or
tank.
Or a Brumba. Both of those things would give him good
well.
VP pressure. You camp a Brumba on a VP, and good luck capping that VP. A KV-1 shows up, and it just doesn't have the DPS to really force away the Brumba reliably. Yeah, same with the Command P4. The Command P4 has so much health. The KV-1, it would just lack the DPS to really deal with that. And then it would prevent squads capping it pretty reliably. But is it... A T-34-76... So that's, I think, going to be for diving the Panzerwerfer. That's the best choice at diving. It's still pretty cheap, manpower and pop cap. Has a lot more health, and it will one shot because it has 120 damage. It'll 2-shot the Panzerwerfer. I think it has 160 health.
It's the dream combination between a KV-1, which is too expensive but kills the Panzerwerfer quite quickly, and a T-70, which kills a little bit too slowly. So.
Well, and it's faster as well.
And it's still cheap. Yeah, and it's faster.
The KV-1's too slow for it to work. Also, it might be worth getting Molotovs just because he doesn't have any pop cap, so he might as well just make use of the resources.
It is a manpower investment, though.
Yeah.
I think there's double Panzerwerfer firing as well.
Sounds like it. And he doesn't get the mortar!
No! It doesn't even get a bottle!
Oh no, it was only
Okay,
single
it was only
barrage.
one. It sounded like 2 to you, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of rockets. Maybe because, oh, heavy damage engine crit. Maybe because he gets more rockets. Oh no. Yeah, that's really bad for the Panther. I'm also glad that's being removed out in the May preview. But he may get taken out here. The disc guns are both Vet 3. And, I mean, the Panther's in a good spot. He's behind the hedge, but the KV-1's chasing.
Sexpistole's also down to 76 VPs here. Currently triple cap.
Yeah, if the KV-1 goes up point blank, you'll have decent penetration.
At least it's giving vision and a blocker here for the Zisk guns. The Zisk gun should be able to finish it. Back to Zisk gun. Oh, yeah, it does actually get the shot here.
Yeah, he's going to lose that one for
Yeah, it's
sure.
definitely going to go down.
Pretty unlucky there with the heavy damage engine crit. There we go. Meanwhile, T-34-76, there's the command P4, but a little bit too late perhaps. T-34 is diving after these Panzerwerfers. He's missing the shots on the ground, but also benefiting from the health buff are the Panzerwerfers. Man, and the command P4 won't really be able to force this away. You may get Fausted here. No, there's no Ostrich left. There's no Faust available. Perfect timing of the T-34.
Both of these Panzerwerfers are definitely going to go down
There
here.
we go.
T-34 destroys it. That was one shot.
Well, but there was also some machine gun
Machine gun
shots that
fire
came
as
off.
well, yeah. So T-34 successful. He might be able to work out of this. You don't expect to keep the T-34.
Oh, actually, hang on. He may lose the B4 though, just for swag points. Will he though? No! The B4 survives. No swag points for Sexpistole. Oh man, like, okay, so that was hardcore crazy RNG with the B4, but that was far from enough to win the game for Tightrope. I think Sexpistole, as we said during the cast, through and through, he just made a few critical mistakes. I feel like the Puma should have been an Ostwind or a Panzer IV, which would have very harshly punished the double shocks. You should... Double shocks would normally just backfire if your opponent rushes out a tank, gets a sniper out. Neither of which Sexpistole did, despite being in the ideal position. But then also I feel like Sexpistole, he got the Panzerwerfer too late, and he didn't use the closer distance to reduce the scatter. The Panzerwerfers did nothing.
No.
They did nothing. They got 2 or 3 models here and there, but it was the Zisk guns in the end that wiped the Panthers and prevented the tanks from being aggressive. And there's no excuse for having Vet 3 Zisk guns when there's double
Panzerwerfer on the field, no. They should not exist. The Zisk guns should be absolutely deleted. Also, just a note, Generous Gentlemen do not guarantee that your B4 will get 33 kills.
No, and then Vet 3.
That is 33, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's 33 kills. So, I mean, a very well played game from Tightrope, though. It was great stuff.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I certainly admire his off-meta play with the B4s and the KV1s. They're pretty bad for the most part, but he made them work. The KV1, not so much, but the B4, definitely. But yeah, awesome stuff there. And any last words?
No, I enjoyed that. It was I have nothing against long games of Company of Heroes 2 Machine. It was a lot of fun.
Long games are how Company of Heroes generates those exciting games. I mean, a 20-minute Company of Heroes game is going to be pretty boring. It's generally going to be one-sided to end that quickly, unless your opponent just GGs really early, which is rare to happen. Anyway, well, thanks for watching. If you do want to support the channel, you can do so via our Patreon. As you may have been noticed, lately we've been posting a video every single day, so that's pretty crazy, and that's because this is now a full-time endeavor for us. We're not working our jobs anymore. So long story short, our YouTube and our Patreon is basically our income now. So, you know, it would mean a lot to us if you can, support us, donate to us just a little bit to, help us keep the dream alive rather than going back to, getting another job and only being able to post a few videos a week.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
More support means more content, so we do love the support. So
yeah.
Help us stay at 7 videos a week.
Exactly. The dream.
dream.
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. Well, catch you later.